Why do I keep getting in relationships with people that are clearly unequally yoked with me? I notice it, I recognize it, I see it, but I still stay. I still don't leave. I still don't say, hey, I need to go in the other direction because clearly this is not what God has for me. And I do it over and over and over and over again. And all of the pain, all of the trauma, all of the disappointment, it just piles up higher and higher and higher and higher. And I have more and more and more bad experiences than I do good experiences. If you can relate to that, let's talk about it. It is so easy to be in a relationship with someone and find yourself recognizing their flaws, knowing that everybody is imperfect, but this person's imperfections are triggering to your trauma. This person's imperfections are not something that you have the capacity for. This person's imperfections are a threat to your peace. Nevertheless, you still choose to stay. Nevertheless, you still choose to push through. God gave me a revelation the other night, and I believe this is a revelation that's going to help many of you. And he said to me, he said, people who remain in relationships after clearly seeing multiple signs that this is not God's best for them have a trust issue more than a trauma issue. I think a lot of times we try to make everything psychological. We try to make everything about a test. We try to make everything about a love language and attachment style. We try to make everything about something scientific. And although I do support and believe in all of those things and those tools, I think what God was showing me was that at the core of it all, the reason why we are staying too long in these relationships, why we're staying too long in these talking stages, the reason why we are like, can I keep it real? You're watching this right now, and the truth is that you have dealt with people that have left you before you left them, not because they were better than you, not because they were more healed than you, not because they were on a higher level than you, but because they had more care for themselves than you have for yourself. Think about that for a second. They loved themselves. They loved their peace. They were so selfish that although you were better than them, like in the sense of being healed, you were more whole than them. They were more willing to leave than you were, even though you were the one that was the most healed, even though you were the one that was the most secure, even though you was the one putting forth the most effort. Ain't that something? And I believe what God was showing me was like, yo, this thing is more of a trust issue than it is anything else. Like no matter anything else you name, at the core of it all, it's a trust issue, because what we're saying is, I don't trust God. I don't trust God enough to leave this person because I never had anybody this pretty before. Ladies, I never had anybody this handsome before. I never had anybody that treated me this way, that made me feel like this. I never had anyone that spoke to me like this, that communicated this way. So if I walk away from this and I've never even had these attributes in a person before, then what am I walking into next? You're going to walk into God's promise for your life. You're going to walk into your purpose partner. You're going to walk into the love of your life. Like, that's what you're going to walk into because you're choosing to trust him. But when you choose to stay, you are communicating so many things. You're communicating that you don't trust God. You're communicating that you still have not fully healed. You're communicating that you don't know your own worth. You don't know your own value. And this, my friend, this, my brother, this, my sister, we got to heal from. We got to fix. We got to get the confidence. We have to get the faith to make that hard move to say, you know what? This is not my fight to fight. This is not my battle to war against. I don't have to be here. And listen, that doesn't mean every time you see flaws in a person that you skedaddle, that you take off, that you run. No, all I'm saying is you got to know what you can handle and what you cannot handle. You have to know if God, like, because some people may feel like a threat to your peace, but like they may not add to your peace. Let me put it like that. Some people may not add to your peace, but God has assigned you to them. And when God has assigned you to somebody, he gives you grace for that person. I'm going to say that again. When God has assigned you to somebody, he gives you grace for that person. And so you ever seen a couple and you was trying to figure out, man, how in the world they together? Like, you know, I like this one, but this one, oh my gosh. It's because God has assigned them to each other. But the way you know if somebody's not assigned to you is that trying to be with them literally causes you anxiety. Trying to be with them causes you to feel emotions that are similar to depression, if not depression itself. Trying to be with them has you walking around in fear all the time. So when you feel all of those things, you know that's not your person. But many of you right now are in relationships with someone right now as we speak watching this, and you're choosing to stay because of kids. You're choosing to stay because of history. You're choosing to stay because of sex. You're choosing to stay because of the investment that's been made. You're choosing to stay because of the soul tie. You're choosing to stay because of how physically attracted you are to them. My encouragement to you is for you to get to a place where you say, you know what? Leaving may not feel comfortable. Leaving may not feel safe, but leaving at least gives me the room for me to do whatever I need to do to work on me between me and God, versus staying keeps me trapped in an environment where I know what I'm guaranteed to continue experiencing. Because you nor me can change anybody. People have to change for themselves. I hope this bless you. Y'all be blessed. This is just my rant on self-worth and on understanding that staying too long has more to do with not trusting God than anything else. Be blessed. Peace.